Okay, for this question, we know that m is inversely proportional to the square root of n, given that m is equal to 300 while n is equal to 4. And based on this, we are going to find the formula for m first and then answer these two questions. So here we go. Well, of course, the keyword is inversely proportional, so let's go ahead and write this down. We will say m is equal to some number k and then divided by, and be sure to pay attention to that. Here it says the square root of n. So we have to open the square root and put the n inside, like this. Alright, then based on this, along with this information, we can just put the 300 in here. So we have 300, that's going to be equal to k over square root of n, and n is 4. So we can just go ahead and put that down right here. Alright, and then just continue. So now let's work this out. This is 300 equals k over square root of 4 is just 2, and then we can multiply both sides by 2, so we can cancel out this denominator, and again do the same right here. And as we can see, we have 600 because 300 times 2 is 600, so that's equal to k. So k is equal to 600. And in the end, we can just write down the equation for the m, which is k is 600. We just have to put that down. So we get 600, then divided by square root of n. So here we have it. This right here is the formula for m. Next, based on this, we are going to find out what's the value of m when n is equal to 25, and we can just put a 25 in here. So we have m that's equal to, now we know the k is 600, so we'll put that down, and then divided by square root of 25, and we just have to write that down. Well, let's go ahead and work that out. Here is m, 600 on the top, over square root of 25, which is just a 5. And finally, we can just divide 600 by 5, and that will give you 120. So m is equal to 120. And based on this, we are done for part B. Now, for the last part, it says, what's the value of n when m is equal to 5400? So again, same thing. We'll put down the 5400 right here for the m. So let's go ahead and set that up. 5400. This is equal to 600 over square root of n, like this. Well, actually, let me give myself a little bit more space. I'll write it down like this. This is equal to 600 over square root of n. What I need to do first is multiply both sides by square root of n, so we can cancel out the denominator. So let's go ahead and write here, multiply by square root of n. From here, we see here we have the 5400 square root of n. That's going to be 600, like this. And from here, we can, of course, divide both sides by 5400, divide both sides by 5400, like this. And you see this and that will cancel. And we can now just work that out. We will have square root of n being equal to, well, 600 divided by 5400. You can just reduce this. And again, if you would like, you can do it on your calculator. But you can first divide it by the 100, and then 6 goes into 6 one time, 6 goes into 54 9 times, so all in all we get 1 over 9, like this. Finally, be really careful, we still have to solve for n. This is a square root, so we actually have to raise both sides to the second power, like this, so that this and that will cancel. And when we raise both sides to the second power, you don't put down the plus minus. And finally, we see n is equal to 1 square is just 1. 9 square means 9 times 9. We get 81. So finally, we get the answer 1 over 81. But let me just write it down better for you guys. Alright. So, this right here is it.